INEOS have already started work at Manchester United. Brailsford's done assessments. Ratcliffe's been somewhat involved. Jason Wilcox has been appointed and he's been watching training, and some big decisions are being made. And in today's video, we're going to break down how INEOS plan to change Manchester United, tell you everything you need to know about the style of play, the recruitment, the outs, the ins, the manager situation, the people coming in, the plans, and more about how INEOS want to change United, reset the environment, build a new stadium, and all of that. So first of all, let's break down INEOS and exactly who's coming in. Ratcliffe, 25% owner. Brailsford and Blanc, board of directors. Blanc was at PSG, did loads of good stuff in marketing as their CEO. He also did a great job at Juventus in trimming down the wage bill and getting Juventus out of a bad financial situation. In terms of the business and financials, he's very clever. Brailsford, one of the smartest businessmen. We've spoken a lot about Brailsford, and he's obviously been doing assessments and his marginal gains and all of that. Omar Brado, the CEO of Manchester United, the finance guy, CFO of the Man City group. Really, really important key figure for them. Manchester City did not want to lose them. He's been very key in making sure Man City's wage bill was organised, making sure Man City don't overspend on players, and one of the reasons Man City are the powerhouse they are. Ashworth, director of football, Brighton, then England job. West Brom did a brilliant job there, keeping the wages down, recruitment, sports science. Then he went to do the England job, reset the culture. Brighton, he's reset the culture, established, the foundation for Brighton's success, head coach, good recruitment, gone over to Newcastle, and his recruitment so far there has been decent. Of course, Jason Wilcox, technical director, formerly in the City Academy as an academy director, great recruitment at youth, great pathways to develop youth, then went and was sporting director of Southampton and did a good job there. And Sam Williams, who was head of recruitment at Ipswich, is apparently coming to United, but that has not been confirmed. And then there's obviously potential other recruitment appointments. Julian Ward, Dougie Freeman have been linked to United, but no confirmation of that happening. Now, before I get into what INEOS are going to change, I want to give you a bit of background on Omar Brado, and this is what he said last year in an interview when he was talking about Manchester City and the work he was doing at Manchester City. He said it always has been about finding the right balance, squad balance between young players who are at their peak, and players who can bring more experience. It's not been about investing in superstars. We like to find the right players, and with time they become superstars because of success of the team. It's about ensuring that we find players that can adapt to our style of play, believe in our culture and place, and then buy into it. We love making investments in players at different age levels and then blossoming and reaching their highest potential. He's saying you need players in their prime, experienced players, and you need young players coming in, and you want to have a team. You're not buying brilliant individuals, you're building a team. You want to have a team that's brilliant, and because that team's brilliant, the players in your team become superstars. They're developed into superstars at your team, and I'm sure he'll apply that at United. But for United to build a team, the first thing they need to do is establish a style of play. And that's exactly what INEOS is set to do. INEOS will adopt a style of play, slash philosophy at Man United, and they're going to recruit players to play that way. They also want the manager to move into a head coach role. INEOS will take more control of recruitment and say, this is the way we want Man United to play. This is going to be the new philosophy. You're now going to be the head coach and play this kind of football, and we're going to recruit players to play this kind of football. You're going to have a lot less power in recruitment. Reluctant Nico was reporting that Wilcox has told Ten Hag to play a new Manchester United way, a possession-based style of football. And I guess we saw that versus Sheffield United, but it was Sheffield United, so it's kind of hard to judge. And it was said that, United looked at Nagelsmann as a potential candidate, but because he plays free at the back, they don't think anyone in the current squad is capable of playing that way. United don't see free at the back of being their philosophy. And, the philosophy is, somewhat looking at the current players they have now and how we're going to get the best out of that and how we're going to bring in new players as well. United seem to have this philosophy that's probably going to be four at the back, attacking football, possession-based, high press. They're probably going to sign players that are athletically good, so we're able to do that. And, of course, Man United is about being lethal in transition. It is about being quick. And Ten Hag staying or Tuchel's probably the most likely option for head coach. He's a little bit overrated. Brighton falling off a cliff. Is Graham Potter ready? Because Chelsea seems too big of a jump for him. Motta's going to Juventus. Nagelsmann's sin is a bit worrying. Amarin's going to be very expensive. Tuchel is looking like the most likely option. So, what else is going to happen? We're talking about, obviously, changes INEOS are going to make in style of play. And once they've assessed what their style of play is going to be, which Wilcox is coming up with now, they can then dive into what they're going to do recruitment-wise. So what is going to happen recruitment-wise? Well, Arno and Murta have exited. Wilcox and Brada will be in. Ashworth could be in depending on Newcastle. It is obviously going to court for a third party to decide, so it could be settled, but I'm not 100% sure. It would be really key to have Ashworth in. He's really good at his job, but we're not 100% sure. We know the focus is going to be on young domestic talent. We know that Ratcliffe and those at INEOS are very critical of the Casemiro signing in his 30s, mass amount of money, high wages for a player that's achieved it all at Real Madrid. We know Man United needs to be building for the long term. They need to be going for 23-year-olds that we can develop into top players. They're going to avoid those big name, high wage players that are aging. You know, it's all right to bring in one or two experienced players here and there, but actually you want the core of the squad to be players that can all play together, that all fit a certain style that you can develop. They want a centre back and a striker. That is the two main priorities. And they want players that can be developed into superstars, as mentioned in the Omar Barada tweet, but they've got to be at the right price. Omar Barada is very, very in on price. Didn't want us to pay 80 million for Maguire. Said as soon as Maguire went over 60 million, told Man City to move out of that deal. Once they've got that centre back and striker, they'll be looking at a left back, a DM, and a right winger. And depending on sales, depending on who they sell, they'll also be looking at a centre back and centre mid addition. They'll also be looking at some of the best 15, 16, 17, 18, and even 19-year-olds in Europe and South America, with potential to mix them between Nice, Lausanne, and Man United, loan them, potentially Nice by a player that they eventually, sell to United. And Salima has been rumoured to come to United and be loaned to Nice. Bufunde's obviously been bought by Lausanne, and that he could be working his way up. INEOS plan to have this multi-club approach. So who are potential transfers that we've been linked with so far? Here's just a couple of the names that we've been linked with. Lots and lots of centre-backs. I think 2 centre-backs signings is becoming more and more likely, with Varane set to leave and probably one of Maguire and Lindelof leaving. We've been linked to only really one left-back lately, but I think we'll be linked to more. Bafana and Arla Hjulman are the midfielders we've been linked to the most. João Gomez, Dewsbury Hall, Jan Evers and Palacio seem to be admired. We've been linked to a few wingers, but Elise is more concrete than any other winger on that list. And striker-wise, we've been linked to Xerxes, Sesko and Tell, but I just have a feeling we probably won't get any of them, and we'll get some washed 30-year-old striker because I'm not confident. Although INEOS, I do have some belief in INEOS. In terms of sales, Varane, Eriksson, Casemiro, McTominay, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, not safe. Sancho, Johnny, Facundo, Police, Brandon Williams will obviously go. Amrabat's not going to stay on. Martial's not going to stay on as well. Potentially other moves could happen. There's a lot of players that they want to move out. Obviously, Mejbri, Greenwood are probably players that likely go as well. And who we sell really influences who we will buy in the summer. But, of course, while INEOS want a head coach and the recruitment's going to be focused on the way they want to play, the manager will have some say. The manager's going to have less say on transfers, but they will have some say. Now, Ten Hag and Tuchel, looking like the most likely scenario, it's Ten Hag staying or Tuchel coming in. The two managers that, power and, having a decision over transfers is important to them. Power and a say over transfers is important to them. Ten Hag and Tuchel aren't the kind of managers to basically say, yeah, I'm going to let you choose who I bring in, this and that. They're very clear on who they want. So that is, the big question. Are they going to be okay being a head coach rather than the manager of a club? Will they have some fallouts with the hierarchy? That is the big question mark over the manager situation. But it was said that Manchester United have tasked Jason Wilcox with providing a detailed assessment of Ten Hag's strengths plus weaknesses and relationship with the squad to better determine whether his approach can fit the overarching style of play and philosophy they intend to pursue. Erik Ten Hag will effectively be on trial over the next month as Man United's new technical director. Jason Wilcox conducts an audit of the manager's credentials and dressing room relations before the club make a final decision on Ten Hag's future. So although a lot of reports are saying a decision has been made on Ten Hag's future already and INEOS know what they want to do, there are reports of us having contact with Tuchel. They're saying that Wilcox is assessing everything. Wilcox knows that there's been a lot of injuries at Manchester United and he's very lenient with Ten Hag on that. Wilcox is assessing Ten Hag's relationship with the squad, building the style of play, and then they're going to look at Ten Hag, look at Tuchel, look at other managerial candidates and say which of these managers is best suited to play this way and is it financially worth it. Another thing INEOS want to do, and they've made this clear, Jim Ratcliffe said, before you can talk about sacking a manager and bringing another manager into Manchester United, you've got to talk about the environment. No manager has succeeded at United post for Alex Ferguson, so it's got to be to do with the environment, and INEOS want to change that environment. We know that bringing in the best in class in each setting makes it easier for the manager because he's going to be working with top people, and that's something INEOS will do in sort of an attempt to change the environment. But we know other things that INEOS are looking at doing. They know if they get the top of the club right and communication right, that might be able to reflect on those at the bottom of the club. The culture at Manchester United will now be 2 years to prove yourself or you're out. We're going to back the manager over troublemaker players, doing personality checks on new signings to see if they're hardworking, see if they got a good mentality, good attitude, not giving out stupid wages, creating a positive environment at the top, communicating with staff and manager. Ten Hag has felt a lack of support by those above him due to lack of communication, lack of planning. INEOS now want to provide the manager with the most support they can at the top, communicate with those below them, like Brailsford and Blunt will communicate with Barada and Ashworth to build the best relationship and build the best hierarchy from top to bottom, hoping that rubs down on the players. This saying of nobody is safe at United, doesn't matter how big you are, how many wages you're on, how good you are. If you disrespect the manager, if you don't show the right attitude, you're not safe. But they've also kept stuff quiet from the media. They made the Omar Barada appointment very, very surprising. It's come out of nowhere, and they've banned journalists for leaks, and they really want to reset a culture at United as well. So, what are the positives of INEOS coming into United? There are a few negatives, like Glazer staying, of course, and it will take at least 3 years to really see, the impact of what INEOS do. It is a long-term project. The Glazers have left this club in such a mess that they can't just turn it around overnight. There's going to be a lot to happen, but new stadium or development of stadium project is very likely to happen. New facilities and improvement in resources, investing their own money into that is likely to happen. They're going to obviously be looking at other things like bringing in a fitness coach, which is crazy to think that Ten Hag doesn't have a fitness coach and that Ten Hag wants a fitness coach. INEOS have been here a couple of weeks and thought, yeah, fitness coach, revamping the medical and sports science staff. They're obviously planning to appoint the best-in-class Omar, Ashworth and more. When Ashworth comes in, he'll be doing a big overhaul of the scouting network and other areas of the club, like he did at Newcastle. He brought in loads of new recruits, loads of new scouts, focused on the youth academy, which aligns with everything that United want to do. Youth is so important at United. Changing every aspect of the football club, from the environment to the players to potentially the managers, obviously to the staff, to the culture at the club. And the focus is going to be now on football success over financial success. INEOS makes so much money that if Ratcliffe wants money, he can take dividends out of INEOS, not Manchester United. He's banned taking dividends out of United for the next 2 years. And the focus is going to be getting Manchester United back to their best on the pitch. So, yeah, that's some of the changes that INEOS plan to make at United. Of course, actions speak louder than words, but I wanted to make a positive style video. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Please do hit that like button. Please do subscribe. See you next time. Bye.